Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with a e-ARC book haul. So ARC is Advanced Reader Copy, in case you guys did not know that. So I get sent a lot of books from the publishers, as well as I request a lot on NetGalley. And I know logically I am not going to get to all these, very quickly. So I was going to start doing like monthly videos, like here's all the books that I got for the month of July, which is what I did in August. The problem was when I started putting the list together for August, it was like 60 books. Like it was a lot. And I thought there's no way I could potentially give any of these books justice trying to do a video with that many books. You know, you're just kind of flying through them at that point. And I thought that's not what I wanted to do. So this is going to become a new series on the channel. It's probably going to be every Thursday, whether it's only 5 books or in the case of today, it's 17 books because I got 17 books last week from the publishers and from NetGalley requests that I had put in. So I thought I'd go through and share all these with you. Like I said, I know I'm probably not going to get to these anytime soon, but at least this way they go on your radar, and I've shared them with you guys that these are books that are coming out and you can check them out if you want to. So you might notice I'm still working on things here, but I think I'm actually changing my filming location ever so slightly. This is actually just a little bit over from where I normally sit. So this is the part that you can't see from where I normally sit with my bookshelves behind me. But I cleaned this shelf off yesterday. I had a bunch of it was one of those throw it on top of this like hutch thing. And I cleaned it all off because I have a lot of candles and I wanted somewhere to put them. And I thought, oh, that's kind of pretty between the bookcases. So you're not seeing a ton of books, but you're seeing some. So as time goes on, books might get, put up behind me or something like that. So, excuse me. So we shall see, but this is just kind of for right now. I kind of like it. I'm playing around with it. So let me know your thoughts. I think it's less busy in the background than, you know what I mean? So anyway, let's get into the books because this video is probably going to be long anyway, because again, 17 books, my friends, 17 books. Trying to make sure that I am in, because I'm sitting on a stool and I've got the camera sitting on the tripod on a chair. This is, I am a professional through and through, my friends, a professional. So 17 books. The first book came out back on June the 7th, but I was just approved for it. I don't know why it took so long, but it came out on June the 7th and it's In Honor's Defense by Karen Witemeyer. This was published by Bethany House and it's a Christian fiction romance novel. Karen Witemeyer writes predominantly historical Christian fiction romance. And I do like her books. One of my favorite covers of all time, I think, is from one of her books, which was called Head in the Clouds. And I'll pop a cover of it up here because it's still hands down probably one of my favorite covers of all time. I just absolutely love it. I know there was some controversy, I believe, with her last year with the Romance Readers Awards, something. I don't know a lot about it. I did read a bit about it, but I don't know too much about it. But this book sounds really good. So let me share a little bit of it with you guys. Luke Davenport has been fighting all his life for respect, for country, and for those unable to fight for themselves. But now that his horseman brothers are domesticated, he's left alone to battle the wilderness within. When an opportunity arises to take a job on his own, tracking down a group of rustlers, he jumps at the chance. So I think this is part of a series. I'm not sure what number it is. It says, Damaris Baxter has mastered the art of invisibility. Plain and quiet, she hides in books and needlework, content to be overlooked. I love this character already. Until her brother dies suddenly, leaving her custody of her nephew. She moves to Texas to care for Nathaniel, determined to create the family for herself she never thought she would have and give him the family he desperately needs. So then, of course, the two characters are going to meet. There's going to be a romance. I think they're going to investigate the mysterious surroundings around her brother's death. But it sounds really good. Again, I like this author quite a bit, so we shall see. The next one on the list, and these are in order of release date, in case you guys are curious. Coming out September the 13th, we have The Rise by Shari Lowe and Ross King. Thank you to Boldwood Books for an e-ARC copy of this one. This is a general fiction mystery thriller. I'm going to go more with the mystery thriller aspect. Only a few years before, they had been 3 friends from Glasgow, just trying to survive through lives of danger and dysfunction. But one Hollywood evening in 1993, they were on the world's biggest stage accepting their Oscar in front of the watching world. That night was the beginning of their careers, but also the end of their friendship. So then it's like what each of them end up doing, and then they're kind of driven apart by this secret, and then they're brought back together. So yeah, sounds good. I really like the cover on this one. It's kind of simplistic, like in a way, like I'm not saying it's simple, but it's really evocative, I think, and that's what really drew me in with this book at first was the cover. So yeah. Next up, coming out on the 15th of September, we have Dastardly Deeds at St. Bride's by Debbie Young. Again, thank you to Boldwood Books for this one. This is a cozy mystery, my friends. When Gemma Lamb takes a job at the quirky English boarding school, let me rephrase that. When Gemma Lamb takes a job at a quirky English girls' boarding school, she believes she's found the perfect escape route from her controlling boyfriend until she discovers the rest of the staff are hiding sinister secrets. I just have to show this because this is hilarious. Harriet, the eclectic headmistress who doesn't hold academic qualifications. Aslana, head of the maths and master of disguise. Jocelyn, the suspiciously rugged head of PE. Geography teacher Mavis, suspiciously selling off the library books. Creepy night watchman Max, and with his hidden tunnels. And last but not least, even McPhee the school cat is leading a double life. So this is a cozy mystery. It says, tucked away in the school's beautiful private estate in the Cotswolds. Can Gemma stay safe and build a new independent future, or will past secrets catch up with her and the rest of the staff? So I don't know if it's a cozy mystery as we are used to a cozy, where it's the first in a series, I can tell you that. But I don't know, again, if it's that kind of cozy that a lot of us who read cozy mysteries are used to. This might be a slightly darker cozy, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm looking forward to reading it and finding out. Next up, coming out on September the 26th, we have Lucien and I by Sasha Clinton. This was self-published by the author, and it is a contemporary romance novel. And it says, Mia is a cardiothoracic, I can never say that word. She's a cardiologist of sorts, a cardiology surgeon. You'd think I'd know this, right? Fellow whose three big goals in life are achieve superstardom in the field of heart surgery, crush Lucien Stone by showing him that she's the superior heart surgeon, and fall in love with someone who is not Lucien so she can erase her 19-long-year crush on him. So they work together. They've been rivals since high school. They work together. They're up for the same job at this hospital. But I guess what happens is that it becomes a little immature from my understanding. And they're pretty much told, you know, enough is enough. And I think it's a fake dating trope. I'm not absolutely certain. Again, it was self-published by the author. Looks really cute. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. So next up we have, coming out on September the 27th, is Dreaming of a Heartlake Christmas by Sarah Robinson. This is published by Forever, so thank you to Forever for my e-art copy of this one. It's another contemporary romance, if you couldn't tell from that cover. And there's going to be a lot of holiday books in this list, you guys, and a lot more coming up, which makes me so happy. So when sparks start flying, these total opposites discover Christmas is the most wonderful time of year. To raise enough money to start her own business, Nola needs to sell the castle, her beloved grandmother's historic house, and get back home to the city. But Heartlake's most eligible bachelor is insisting she hang on to the property. He may be one of the hottest, grumpiest men she's ever seen, but Nola has no time to pine over her high school crush. So it sounds like it might be a bit of a second chance romance. I'm really looking forward to it. It looks really cute. I absolutely love the cover. Speaking of books I am super, super, super excited about. I'm reading this next month. I have this copy of it. And I have been like holding myself back from reading it because I really want to read it in October. Coming out September 27th, we have The Rivals of Casper Road by the great Roan Parrish. Harlequin special edition, so thank you Harlequin for this one. It is a contemporary romance and it's a male-male romance. But it takes place at Halloween. Okay. Bram Larkspur's rugged, sexy looks bell his fear of all things horrifying. But as Casper Road's newest resident, he's excited to join the annual Halloween decorating contest. The competition is keen, especially from six-time champion architect Zachary Glass. But when enigmatic Zachary sparks a prank war, it's game on. And until one sizzling kiss turns these rivals into allies. Now only one thing scares Bram, how quickly he's losing his heart to Zachary. Oh my goodness, it takes place at Halloween. That just makes me so happy, you guys. If you guys have been watching my channel for any length of time, you know I'm a sucker for all things Halloween, and we need more Halloween romances. And I'm so excited that Roan wrote this book. I heard about this book last year, and I've been anticipating it ever since, so yay. Coming out on October the 4th, we have A Cat Cafe Christmas by Codi Gary. Again, thank you to Forever for my e-art copy of this one. It's another contemporary romance. A laugh out loud, opposites attract romance about three of the world's most beloved seas: Christmas, coffee, and cats. I can get behind that. Veterinarian and animal lover Kara needs a Christmas miracle, opening the Meow and Forever, F-U-R-R-E, ever, Cat Cafe to find loving homes for adorable, adoptable cats was a dream come true. But with more cats than customers, it's quickly turning into a nightmare. If Kara can't figure out some way to get the cafe out of the red, it won't last past the holidays. And then I guess there's going to be a romance in there as well. But I love the idea of the cat cafe. It looks adorable. I think I've read Codi Gary before. I'm pretty sure I read them last year. The Nick and Noel's playlist, Christmas playlist. I think that's the same author. I'll have to look. I'll put it here in editing if I'm correct. But if I've read this author before, I do like their work. Next up, we have, you guys don't have to guess as to why this book caught my attention on NetGalley. Coming out on October the 11th, Wishing on a Christmas Cowboy by the great Sara Richardson. Cowboy Christmas books. Yes, please. Again, thank you very much to Forever for this one. It's another contemporary romance novel. And it's the start of a brand new series, which is very exciting. The city girl could use a dose of old-fashioned cowboy Christmas cheer in this charming holiday romance for fans of Jennifer Ryan and Maisie Yates. We all love Maisie Yates around here, so that's great. Pediatric nurse Kyra is finally going to realize her dream. She's got a job lined up at the most prestigious children's hospital in London. There's only one snag. First, she has to sell the Wyoming town she has inherited from her estranged father. After a little fixing up, the place should easily attract a buyer. Hopefully she'll be celebrating the sale by New Year's. And then I guess a guy in town is going to like put a kibosh on the plans. But what sold me was that she inherited a town. We've all read these stories where the character narrates like the grandmother's old house or, you know, whatever, the bed and breakfast. But a town? I'm sold, and it's a cowboy Christmas. Sounds delightful. Next up, coming out also on October the 11th, Dashing Through the Snowbirds by Donna Andrews. This is from St. Martin's Press, so thank you, St. Martin's, for this one. It's a cozy mystery. This is way down the line in this series. It's the Meg Langslow cozy mystery series. I don't know what number it is. I'm sorry I didn't write that down. But, yeah, so I'm not going to read too much about this one. It's a cozy mystery series set in a small town. A woman who is a amateur sleuth. But it's like Christmas. Okay, I'll read a little bit. Christmas in Carphilly is wonderful, unless you're a Canadian whose inconsiderate boss is forcing you to spend the holiday there, far from family and friends, with only a slim chance of a white Christmas. Meg already has her hands full trying to make the season festive for the dozen programmers who are staying with her and Michael while working on a rush project with her brother's software company. At least it's an interesting project since the Canadian company is doing forensic genealogy and DNA analysis. So then I guess somebody's going to be murdered and Meg's going to find out what's going on. But yeah, I do love the title and the fact that it's Canadians working in the, you know, for those of you who don't know, Canadians who kind of spend their winters in Florida are called snowbirds. My grandparents were snowbirds for years. So I do love the title. All the titles and covers of these books are just on point. They're so great. If you love cozy mysteries, do yourself a favor and read this series. I have read this series completely out of order. I've picked and chosen books here and there, which is kind of what I do. But a lot of people have said if you start at number 1, give it a chance. If you read number 1 and you didn't love it, continue on because there's a lot of like, I want to say world building, but that's not necessarily, that's more of a fantasy element, but there really is like, you're creating this little cozy mystery world. And, you know, it's going to, you need to get through the first book is my understanding. And then once you get through that first book, which kind of has a lot in it, then the rest of the books in the series kind of fly. Coming out October 25th, we have another Harlequin book. This is Abduction, Cold Case by Connie Queen. This is a love-inspired suspense published by Harlequin, and it is an inspirational romantic suspense. An unsolved case, a family secret. Getting to the truth could be deadly. Finding a mysterious file on her desk sends psychologist Kennedy chasing down clues to solve a 26-year-old kidnapping. And straight into a violent assault. When Texas Ranger Silas comes to Kennedy's rescue, he can't help but wonder at her resemblance to the long-missing girl. With someone willing to kill to end the investigation, can they uncover the truth and live to see Christmas? So this isn't necessarily being billed as a Christmas book, but it has Christmas in the explanation. I wouldn't consider this a Christmas book, but that's just me. There's nothing Christmas on the cover as far as I'm concerned, so it just so happens to take place at Christmas time, and you guys know my thoughts on books like that. Also coming out October 25th, 6 Days to Live by Lisa Dodson. This is a Harlequin romantic suspense, so thank you again to Harlequin. Again, as I said, it's a romantic suspense novel. In less than a week, he'll be dead, unless she can save him. The poison Coulter was injected with during a commando raid will kill him in 6 days. Dr. Mariana is Colt's only chance to live. Though Colt devastated Mariana when he left her, she's determined to find the antidote to save him. And with the criminals behind the biotoxin on their trail, Colt and Mariana must put their past behind them to stay alive. This one sounds really good. I'm like, a toxin that's going to kill you in 6 days? Like, not immediately, not, you know what I mean? Like, that's scary stuff, like biological warfare kind of an idea. So I'm intrigued I'm really looking forward to this one. Also coming out October 25th, one of my favorite covers on this entire list. I love this so much. The Christmas Cottage by Christine Rimmer. Look at that cover, you guys. She's wearing antlers. I love it. So it's a Harlequin special edition. It's a contemporary romance. Thank you again to Harlequin. By the book Success Story, Alexandra's got it all mapped out. Partner at a law firm, high-powered career, but when her birth father leaves her an unexpected inheritance, prompted by a random fortune cookie, she impulsively walks away from her entire life. And now that she's snowed in with West, she learns that lightning really can strike twice. So much, in fact, that the sparks between them could melt any ice storm, if only they'd let them. So, a snowed in romance, an inheritance type romance. I love this. The cover just is Christmas to me. I need to get a physical copy of this book for my shelves because it's just gorgeous. Also coming out October 25th, The Wish List by Michelle Major. Thank you to Harlequin Trade Publishing for this one. It's a contemporary romance women's fiction novel. This is part of the Carolina Girls series that Michelle Major is writing. I love, love, love her books, and this book sounds fantastic. It does have romance in it. It also sounds more like it's a relationship between the sisters. There's a big kind of like bit on the back here. For some families, a Christmas reunion is like a feel-good movie. For Beth, it might be more of an epic disaster. Her ex-husband's new girlfriend is already pregnant. Her self-absorbed best-selling author mother recently suffered a stroke and has summoned Beth's sisters, Freya and Trinity, neither of whom even seems to like Beth very much, back to Magnolia. Beth is so lonely and stressed that she spills her guts to a stranger, wondering why the handsome newcomer affects her so deeply. Reality star Freya deliberately forged a career that would upset her mother, who's always been brilliant as the sun, and just as distant. Now, a handsome literary agent is making Freya's dream of a different life. As for Trinity, she just wants to start over after leaving an abusive relationship to make the future for her and her baby. So it's the story of these three sisters. It sounds like two of them do find romance, but it's Michelle Major. Guys, seriously, you're not going to be disappointed with a Michelle Major book. Check this one out. It sounds great. Coming out December 6th, The Sunshine Girls by Molly Fader. Harlequin Trade Publishing, so thank you again, Harlequin. This is a historical fiction novel. Two friends, a lifetime of secrets, one sparkling story. Takes place in 1967 in Ohio, and it's about two nursing school roommates, Betty Kay and Kitty, who don't have much in common. And the two share a determination to prove themselves in a changing world, forging an unlikely bond on a campus unkind to women. So it sounds like women's rights. They're nursing students in the 60s. This sounds really good, and I really love the cover on this one. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. Next up, also coming out on December the 6th, one of my favorite titles on this list. A Streetcar Named Murder by T.G. Heron. Thank you very much to Crooked Lane Books for the e-art copy of this one. This is another cozy mystery. Blackmail in the big city turns to cold-blooded murder in this debut cozy mystery. So yeah, it says, when a mysterious letter arrives by courier, Valerie doesn't know what to make of it. She's become the beneficiary of her late husband's estranged uncle's will. A man she never knew, and inherited a majority partnership in the family company, New Orleans Fine Antiques. So it sounds like she moves to New Orleans to take over this antique shop, and then a murder happens, and I love the cover. Crooked Lane does some amazing covers with their cozies especially, and they do some great cozy mysteries just to boot. So this one sounds really good, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. Next up, we've only got 2 more, my friends. Coming out January the 3rd, 2023. Yes, guys, we're talking 2023 books already. Something Old, Something New by Amy Clipston. This is published by Thomas Nelson, so thank you to them for the art copy of this one. It is a contemporary romance. Sometimes treasure can be found where you least expect it. In the decades since high school graduation, Christine has realized her dream of opening a treasure-hunting antique mall, the place where shoppers find gems that are new to them. Between her store, her house, and her role as a doting aunt, she's happy with the life, if a bit lonely. But she's used to being less lucky in love than her fraternal twin sister. Brittany was always the popular one, the lead cheerleader who dated the homecoming queen and quarterback, while Christine stayed in the shadows. So it sounds like it's about 2 sisters, both of them kind of finding their way. You know, like it sounds like the one sister, Christine, is like looking for romance. I think maybe Brittany married her high school sweetheart, and maybe there's some trouble in the marriage. Who knows? I'm looking forward to this one. Christine because of the character's name. Amy Clipston typically writes a lot of Amish romance. And her last couple books, she's delved away from the Amish into more, contemporary romance. And I read her first one, and I enjoyed it. I didn't absolutely love it, but I enjoyed it. And this one I'm looking forward to as well. So, yeah, I think it'll be great. And last but not least, my friends, we're ending on a thriller. Coming out January the 3rd, 2023 is The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. Yes, I got a copy of this. I cannot wait to read it. I think it might get read in December. I usually end my year for whatever reason. The last book I finish every year, and this has been happening for the past 3 or 4 years, has been a thriller. For whatever reason, I choose to read a thriller like on New Year's Eve. So I think this might have to be the one for this year, because that way I'll have it read before it comes out. So thank you very much to St. Martin's Press for sending me the art copy of this book. It says, from New York Times bestselling author Rachel Hawkins comes a deliciously wicked gothic suspense set at an Italian villa with a dark history. And that's all I'm going to say. That's it, because it's a thriller. A lot of people don't want to know anything about thrillers going into them. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's my list. Was not as long as I anticipated. I probably flew through some of these. I will leave all the books listed, not linked, but listed below. So do feel free to go ahead and have a look. Put some of these books on pre-order if you're interested in them, and check them out for yourselves. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, this will be a new Thursday spot. This will be like my new Thursday video to do these. And I hope you guys enjoy them. And yeah, just kind of sharing with you the books that are coming out that I'm excited about and that were sent to me. And it's all great. So anyway, I'm rambling. I will talk to you guys in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.